Right now, a vigil tonight on the UW campus to remember the lives lost in a deadly shooting inside a Pittsburgh synagogue.
And a closer look at the race for Attorney General in Wisconsin, a little over a week now from Election Day.
And farming is a lot of work, but when it comes to helping a fellow farmer, an entire community steps up without question to do something good for a Sauk Prairie family in need.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. The grieving goes on in Pittsburgh in the wake of a synagogue shooting that left 11 people dead. Today,
the suspected gunman was in court. He could be executed if convicted. Investigators say Robert Bowers was motivated by extreme anti-Semitism. The 46-year-old truck driver reportedly told police that all he wanted to do was, quote, kill Jews. Prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty. Tonight, students and faculty at UW-Madison held a vigil to remember the victims of the horrific shooting. And as Amy Reed found, they had another message, one of coming together. Amy?
Many speakers stood here tonight. You can see where the students stood as their candles dripped and they listened to those different backgrounds and experiences of that shooting on the Jewish Sabbath. But many of those speakers also gave messages of kindness and unity. The organizers brought candles and prayers for those that came tonight. They stood and listened as the speakers, UW-Madison's chancellor, Jewish students with ties to the synagogue, rabbis, Muslim women, a man who grew up in Germany, all recounted how they had seen or felt anti-Semitism and what we as a community can and should do to stop it. They also read a prayer and sang hymns. There was a pretty large crowd here tonight. It looked like about 1,500 people. Rabbi Andrea Steinberger, who helped put on this vigil, said she was proud to see so many people come down for this.
I know that it's not just Jewish students here tonight. I know that there's students of many backgrounds who are hugging me, people I've met through various programs and events we've done, and people want to be together tonight. It makes me feel proud that they're coming together for this moment.
Many of the speakers also gave a challenge to the group here tonight. They said, as you see acts of hate such as this shooting, follow up with an act of kindness. They said by doing one extra thing for one another, you can slowly eliminate that hate that comes from these acts of violence.
Amy Reed reporting live tonight from the UW Memorial Library. Amy, thank you.
A man is facing charges accused of burglarizing the home of missing 13-year-old Jamie Kloss. According to the Barron County Sheriff's Office, 32-year-old Kyle Yonke Annis of Cameron broke into the home Saturday. Local reports say he took underwear and other clothing belonging to Jamie. He has been cleared of any involvement in the girl's disappearance, but was charged with burglary. Jamie has been missing since October 15th when deputies found her parents, James and Denise Kloss, shot dead in their home. Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald says that as of today, the department has received more than 2,000 tips related to Jamie's disappearance, and more than 1,800 of them have been closed.
A woman is in custody tonight for the death of a 21-year-old man shot and killed after Freak Fest in a downtown parking ramp this weekend. 21-year-old Kenyara Gadsden is facing possible first-degree intentional homicide charges. Stephen Villegas' mother is grieving the loss of her son, who says he was senselessly killed by gun violence. Stephen leaves behind a nearly 3-year-old son, a newborn daughter, and his fiancée.
And this gun violence, it just has to stop. You know, folks is taking people, loved ones away from them senselessly, you know, and it just needs to stop. I never ever dreamed or thought that I would ever lose a child this way.
Detectives say they were able to use surveillance images and witness statements to help in the arrest.
City of Madison crews will be removing the big bags of sand along the Capital City bike path at Monona Terrace tomorrow morning. Starting at 9 a.m., that section of trail will be closed off. The work will involve heavy equipment and is expected to take a couple of weeks to complete. Let's get a look at our forecast now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in the Weather Center. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Charlotte. Very quiet out there tonight. There have been a few sprinkles up north and northeast of Madison, but other than that, it's been very quiet out there. We've had sunshine for part of the day, then the clouds came in towards sunset, but even those showers have really been diminishing. Very little of that has been reaching the ground, at least according to surface weather reports that we've been seeing this evening. High temperatures today made it into the lower 50s here in Madison and areas to the south and west, whereas areas north of town stayed in the clouds and high temperatures were closer to the 50-degree marker, in some cases in the upper 40s. Current temperatures are in the middle 40s across much of southern Wisconsin, although there are some pockets of clearing like up toward Camp Douglas and along the Lake Michigan shoreline where temperatures are in the upper 30s. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to be in the lower 40s across much of southern Wisconsin. Skies will be mostly cloudy through the day. There's a chance for a shower mainly south and east of Madison in the afternoon. Otherwise, look for a high temperature of 55. That's your first alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. The Florida man accused of sending homemade bombs to several prominent Democrats had his first day in court today.
56-year-old Cesar Sayac's hearing took place in a federal courtroom in Miami. Earlier in the day, another suspicious device similar to the ones he's accused of sending was intercepted at a postal center in Atlanta, addressed to CNN, bringing the total number of devices now to 15.
Classes are expected to continue as planned tomorrow, pending approval from law enforcement after a scare at East Troy High School this morning. Students were let out early, and the bomb squad was called when an unknown substance in a jar was found outside a locker. The former Wisconsin congressional candidate facing charges for trying to buy radioactive material to kill someone said he had bought it as a backup suicide plan if his cancer were to come back. Jeremy Ryan was arrested last Wednesday as part of an FBI investigation. He tried to buy the material from an undercover agent online. In federal court today, they determined Ryan is a risk to public safety as well as a flight risk and ordered to remain in jail until the next court proceeding.
It is a major state race, but one you may not be paying as much attention to. It's the race for Attorney General. Our Keely Arthur spoke with both candidates today and takes a closer look.
Two very different candidates vying for the same role, Wisconsin's Attorney General. First up, current AG Republican Brad Schimmel.
We've done great things, and we've gotten great results already, but we have a lot more work in front of us.
His challenger is Democrat Josh Kaul, who says it's time for a change.
We haven't had effective leadership under our current AG. So I want to bring a change of direction to the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
Kaul is a former federal prosecutor out of Baltimore and son of late Wisconsin Attorney General Peg Lautenschlager. If elected, he wants to make tackling the state's opioid epidemic one of his top priorities by targeting large-scale drug traffickers and expanding access to treatment and Medicaid. Kaul is critical of Schimmel, saying the current Attorney General let thousands of untested rape kits sit on the shelves for years.
This is a commemorative coin, and this is a rape kit.
Focusing on less important tasks before completing testing last month.
I think we need an AG who understands that eliminating that backlog should have been a priority from day one, and who's going to make it a priority to get justice for survivors of sexual assault.
If I'd been AG earlier, I would have worked on it earlier. But I worked on it from day one, and we got these tested as fast as we could.
Schimmel wants to continue his focus on the state's opioid addiction. He touted his expansion of drug courts and the drug take-back program, which has confiscated hundreds of thousands of pounds of prescription medications, as major successes. Schimmel was elected AG in 2014. Prior to that, he was the district attorney in Waukesha County and is critical of what he says is a lack of experience from Kaul, who worked mainly outside of Wisconsin.
My opponent's lived only 4 years of his adult life in this state. He doesn't even know Wisconsin. He doesn't have all these partnerships that I came to this office with and have now.
I prosecuted drug traffickers, gang members, and murderers, and I think that experience is going to be an important experience as AG.
The race for Attorney General ends next Tuesday, November 6th. Now, according to the latest Marquette Law School poll, incumbent Brad Schimmel is ahead of challenger Josh Kaul, but 10% of voters in the state say they are undecided when it comes to this race.
All right, Keely Arthur reporting at our news center tonight. Keely, thank you. Former Vice President Joe Biden will be in Madison tomorrow for an early vote rally at the UW. He'll be joined by U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin as well as gubernatorial candidate Tony Evers and his running mate Mandela Barnes. The event happening at the Gordon Dining and Event Center on campus. The doors will open at 9 a.m.
Two Madison boys are celebrating being cancer-free and got a surprise shopping spree today at Burlington. The boys didn't know they were getting these gift cards today. $100 to use however they want in the store. These two, Channing and Jacob, are sixth graders at Clinton Middle School. They've spent much of their short lives battling leukemia. Channing was diagnosed at age 3. Jacob just finished 3 years of chemotherapy last October. Even though these boys have been through so much, the first things they picked out were gifts for their friends and families.
I didn't want them to feel sad that we got all this stuff and they don't get anything, but now they get something, and I'm still gonna be sharing everything. They're family, and family goes first.
Wow, this trip was all made possible thanks to Burlington and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which raises money for treatment and comfort for people battling cancer. So far, the two organizations have raised a collective $32 million from the partnership. Still to come tonight, a very special Do Something Good story.
Find out how the Sauk Prairie farming community is coming together to help out one of their own after a deadly farming accident. That is next on News 3 at 10. Sauk Prairie is a close-knit farming community, so when Mike Linloff died unexpectedly 2 weeks ago yesterday in a farming accident, the community stepped up to help.
The seeds of friendship Mike had sown throughout the years brought in a bountiful harvest full of love, care, and support. Photojournalist Kathy King and I spent part of the day in Sauk Prairie last week, and we're honored to show you how the villages have come together to do something good for Mike's final harvest.
Harvest time, I think it was his favorite time of the year. Mike would always be the one going to help people, never thinking he'd be on the receiving end of it.
The township of Pertisac has a lot of farms in it, and they're all close people. Everybody knows everybody.
I saw Mike an hour before he was killed, and That's just it.
You know, he put his life into working the farm, and it was everything to him.
120 acres of beans and about 230, 40 acres of corn we're going to take off today.
Well, there was a lot of fear about how we were going to get all the work done.
We'll have 6 combines running.
Harvest time is real time sensitive, about trying to get stuff in before all the snow comes.
So I just went and talked to some people and asked for volunteers. And everybody just says, yeah, great, they do it.
Everybody liked Mike.
So the neighbors all come in and says, I'll volunteer a day or half a day, whatever it takes to get the beans that are ready to go and the corn that's ready to go off.
Oh, I cried. And just, it was amazing to think how much these people cared for Mike, that they wanted to help like this.
Yeah, he was just like a son, because he'd be there to help you no matter what.
He was a good guy. He was just an all-around, really good guy that loved his family, loved his friends, his community, loved farming. I think he would feel that it was absolutely amazing and wish that he could be part of doing the work.
The people in the fields today are lifelong friends. So for this is an emotional journey for them as well, knowing that they're harvesting the crops that Mike put in the ground.
When you got something like this, everybody just goes. They never ask questions. They all go and whatever has to be done today, tomorrow, or whatever it is, we'll be there.
Thank you to the Sauk Prairie FFA for helping organize the day, Culver's for providing lunch, and all the farmers, friends, and family who have helped Mike's family get all those chores done, and then some. This is what being kind looks like. If you know of someone, a business or an organization doing something good that you think would make a wonderful story, please let me know. Fill out a nomination form at channel3000.com/do-something-good.
Charlotte, thank you for sharing that story. Gary can also be joining us now as we look at the forecast for the work week ahead, Gary.
Yeah, a couple of sprinkles out there tonight, but really all in all, not too bad of a forecast. Let's start out by taking a look at Doppler radar. You can see those sprinkles moving to the north of Milwaukee, but a lot of that has not even been reaching the ground. I've been looking at surface reports and didn't really see much other than a couple of drizzle reports as those showers are moving through. So a lot of that precipitation was staying aloft. If you're looking forward to Halloween, that's just coming up on Wednesday, and it actually looks like a pretty good forecast right now for the trick-or-treaters. Thinking partly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid-50s just after school, and then as most of the trick-or-treaters are out before 8 o'clock, temperatures will drop about 10 degrees into the middle 40s by the time trick-or-treating is done, but still that's pretty comfortable for this time of year. Time-lapse from the WISC Skycam shows the clouds that we had this morning giving way to afternoon sunshine, and then a few more clouds started to come in this afternoon, and again we saw those sprinkles of rain up to the north of Madison. So we look at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam at downtown Madison. Skies are mostly cloudy here in town, but no rain, at least in the Madison, in the city of Madison. High today 52, low temperature at 40, and right now we're dropped back to 46 degrees. Skies are mostly cloudy, winds are out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. High temperatures today stayed in the 40s where the cloud cover was more prevalent up in the northern part of the state. Areas that had some sunshine at least made it into the lower to middle 50s. Farther to the south and west, temperatures were well into the 60s over much of Iowa, and even there, our temperatures are still in the mid-50s right now. Most of southern Wisconsin in the mid-40s. Temperatures are in the 30s farther up to the north. Jet stream running right across the state, taking those showers out with it. That divides the colder air to the north to milder air to the south. But notice the broad jet stream covering much of the country. There's actually two branches. The polar jet stream kind of coming in from the Pacific Northwest, bringing in weather systems that don't have a lot of moisture associated with them. That's like the one that's coming through here, and the next one that'll be coming through tomorrow afternoon. Down to the south, the subtropical jet stream has more of the moisture associated with it, and that's what's been hitting Texas so hard with the rain in recent days. Right now, they're taking a little bit of a break as the jet stream, like I say, is kind of broadened out across the country. But the next weather system out to the west of us could bring a couple of showers here. It's actually associated with a cold front that'll be moving through. Really won't have much of an effect on the temperatures initially, but behind that front, temperatures do start to drop off, and by Thursday, we'll start to see cooler weather. Temperatures right now, 30s and 40s across the state. As we look at future track, you can see that next weather system coming through. The best chances of showers, though, south and east of Madison, and then we'll start clearing out for tomorrow night. Overnight, look for skies to gradually become mostly cloudy. It'll be pleasant with a low temperature of 42. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a chance for an afternoon shower, mainly south and east of Madison, with a high of 55. On future track, you can see the skies clouding up again toward morning, low temperatures in the lower 40s. Notice the showers developing mainly south and east of Madison tomorrow afternoon, highs mid-50s. Tomorrow night, the clouds eventually start to clear out by morning with low temperatures around 40. And then for Halloween, look for partly sunny skies, high temperatures in the middle 50s. 7 to 10 day forecast calls for temperatures to start cooling down toward the end of the week. Highs back in the 40s by Friday and Saturday. We could see a slight chance of a shower Friday. By Saturday night into Sunday morning, we could see a few rain and snow showers, some showers Monday and Tuesday, and then cooler weather for the end of next week.
At least we have Halloween.
We do.
Thank you.
No Giannis, no problem for the Bucks tonight as they take on the previously undefeated Raptors. Highlights next in sports.
Well, the Bucks and Raptors facing off tonight in a battle of the only undefeated teams left in the NBA. But two big pieces missing tonight for both teams. Kawhi Leonard with a little rest day and Giannis undergoing concussion protocol. But he was sitting courtside today looking pretty fresh in that blush-colored suit. Big fan there. Off to a solid start, though. Ersan Ilyasova, a 24-footer here. He led the team with 19 points and 10 rebounds. Later, Dante DiVincenzo, the rookie here, he drops a 3-2 to tie the game up. He had 12 points off the bench. The Bucks with a steady lead after that. Chris Middleton to Thonmaker for the slam dunk. Bucks lead by 9 going into the locker rooms. To the second half now, Malcolm Brogdon driving to the bucket. Nice little layup here, 17 points for the president. It was truly a team effort here today. Chris Middleton nailing a 30-footer here. The Bucks matching a franchise record today with 19 three-pointers. 124 to 108, the final over the Raptors. The Bucks are now the last man standing. They're the only undefeated team left in the NBA. The 7-0 start matching the 1971-72 team for the best in franchise history. Well, after yesterday's loss to the Rams, Ty Montgomery did not speak to the media. He fumbled the ball on the return in the last 2:05 of the game, not allowing the Packers to have a chance to beat the Rams. Several reports saying today that anonymous players said he threw what was called a tantrum after not playing in the previous series. So he ran the ball out of the end zone instead of taking a knee. Tonight, Montgomery disputing those reports, saying he has never been a guy to disobey orders, and that's not the kind of man he is.
I got a little frustrated. I wanted to make a play. I wasn't playing very much, and I wasn't able to make a play, and I was frustrated about that. I don't fully understand what my role is right now, what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm supposed to help this team, and it's frustrating when I want to help the team, and I get limited opportunities, and it didn't happen on that play, and so I came out frustrated about it.
Meanwhile, better days are ahead for the Badgers because the team turning the page after losing to Northwestern over the weekend. Wisconsin will host Rutgers this upcoming Saturday, a team that has only won one game all season. They have no wins in the Big Ten. The Badgers have never lost to the Scarlet Knights before. They're not about to start now.
I don't want people hanging their heads and acting, all this is going wrong, season's over, anything like that. That mindset is poisonous. That's not what you want at all. You never want to have that feeling of a season was a letdown or anything like that. So the fact that there's none of that is good, and I didn't expect anything like that. We're all mature, we know what's going on, and we'll bounce back.
Finally, some NFL news tonight. The Browns have fired head coach Hugh Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Haley. Defensive coordinator Greg Williams has been named interim head coach. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam said they're not giving up on the season, but their focus is on the final 8 games of the year and winning as many of those as they can. Cleveland is currently 2-5-1. They're in last place in the AFC North. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Let's go to Gary. One last weather recap.
A few sprinkles out north of Milwaukee moving away, and it looks like tomorrow we'll see another chance for a shower, mainly in the afternoon. Best chances south and east of Madison. Halloween right now looks to be pretty nice with partly sunny skies, high temperatures in the middle 50s. We'll turn cooler for the end of the week, some showers to start next week, and then another shot of cool weather for the end of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now.